Hey guys, yes sir family, it's your boy Lord Crook, and guess what? You fucking already know I'm fucking back. Alright guys, first of all I'd like to apologize before you guys get on my fucking head. Just let me apologize. Just take a moment, fucking relax, take a deep breath. I know I haven't been working too hard for my guys that came to my channel for comedy. You know, my day ones, as I gotta say, because everybody knows where I started this thing doing. I've been doing comedy, Carlin, Bill Blur. So I apologize, guys, because for the real foundation of my community, I haven't been paying you guys much attention. I know, but guess what this week is for? This week is for you guys, right? Family, this is for you, family. I promise I'm gonna pump out 10 videos of comedy only. Now, I have a couple of music videos that I've been pumping out that you see in my timeline, because I gotta still show love to them. But for this week, I'm focusing on you, my day ones, all right? Give a fucking round of applause for you guys, because you guys have been fucking showing me hella love, mad recommendations, and I don't want you guys to ever think I forgot about you. Because you know why? Because I'm made by the people for the people. Okay? All right, guys. So today we're going to be taking a look at Carlin. One of my guys, day ones, they corrected me. I was calling him Carlin for a minute. All right? But George Carlin, you know, I got a little Texas Boston accent. I'm trying to work it out. You feel me? But we're going to be about rape. Okay? Now, I know that's a touchy situation for some. So please, if you feel uncomfortable, go ahead and get up out of here. But you know, if you know about this man and you clicked about this video, you already know what the fuck is about to go on. Raw shit. You know how we do. So, okay, guys, I hope you guys enjoy it. Sit back, relax, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that little bell, bing, 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 and get back to your boy, okay? All right, I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you haven't seen the video, enjoy the video. If you have, enjoy the fucking reaction. I'm going to be over here rolling me a nice little blunt, enjoy my life. I don't even have a lighter. All right. Okay. Anyway, let's get into it.
Oh, some people don't like you to talk like that. Oh, some people would like to shut you up for saying those things. You know that. Lots of people, lots of groups in this country want to tell you how to talk, tell you what you can't talk about. Well, sometimes they'll say, well, you can talk about something, but you can't joke about it. Say you can't joke about something because it's not funny. Comedians run into that shit all the time. Like rape, they'll say, you can't joke about rape. Rape's not funny. I say, fuck you, I think it's hilarious. How do you like that? I can prove to you that rape is funny. Picture Porky Pig raping Elmer Fudd. See, hey, why do you think they call him Porky, huh? I know what you're gonna say. Elmer was asking for it. Elmer was coming on to Porky. Porky couldn't help himself. He got a hard on. He got horny. He lost control. He went out of his mind. A lot of men talk like that. A lot of men think that way. They think it's the woman's fault. They like to blame the rape on the woman. Say, hey, she had it coming. She was wearing a short skirt. These guys think women ought to go to prison for being cock teasers. Don't seem fair to me. Don't seem right. But you can joke about it. I believe you can joke about anything. It all depends on how you construct the joke. What the exaggeration is. Because every joke needs one exaggeration. Every joke needs one thing to be way out of proportion. Give you an example. You ever see a news story like this in the paper? Every now and then you run into a story that says some guy broke into a house, stole a lot of things, and while he was in there, he raped an 81-year-old woman. And I'm thinking to myself, why? What the fuck kind of a social life does this guy have? I want to say, why did you do that? Well, she was coming on to me. We were dancing and I got horny. Hey, she was asking for it. She had on a tight bathrobe. I say, Jesus Christ, be a little fucking selective next time, will you? Now, speaking of rape, you know what I wonder? I wonder, is there more rape at the equator or the North Pole? These are the kind of things I think about when I'm sitting home alone and the power goes out. I wonder, is there more rape at the equator or the North Pole? I mean per capita. I know the populations are different. Most people think it's the equator. I think it's the North Pole. People think it's the equator because it's hot down there. They don't wear a lot of clothing. Guys can see women's tits. They get horny, and there's a lot of fucking going on. That's exactly why there's less rape at the equator, because there's a lot of fucking going on. You can tell there's a lot of fucking at the equator. Take a look at the population figures. Billions of people live near the equator. How many Eskimos we got? 30? 35? No one's getting laid in the North Pole. It's too fucking
He's so
cold.
fucking stupid, bro.
Guys say to their wives, hey, tonight, honey, huh? Tonight, huh? Are you crazy? The wind chill factor is 300 below. These guys are deprived, they're horny, they're pent up. Every now and then, they bust out, they gotta rape somebody. Now, the biggest problem an Eskimo rapist has, trying to get wet leather leggings off a woman who's kicking. Did you ever try to get leather pants off of someone who doesn't want to take them off? You would lose your heart on in the process. Up at the North Pole, your dick would shrivel up like a stack of dimes.
Like a stack of dimes. What's this fucking
That's
stupid?
another thing I wonder. I wonder, does a rapist have a heart-on when he leaves the house in the morning? Or does he develop it during the day while he's walking around looking for somebody? These are the kind of thoughts that kept me out of the really good schools. Now I probably got the feminists all pissed off at me because I'm joking about rape. Feminists want to control your language. Feminists want to tell you how to talk. And they're not alone. They're not alone. I'm not picking on the feminists. They got a lot of company in this country. There's a lot of groups, a lot of institutions in this country want to control your language. Tell you what you can say and what you can't say. Government wants to tell you some things you can't say because they're against the law. Or you can't say this because it's against the regulation. Or here's something you can't say because it's a secret. You can't tell him that because he's not clear to know that. Government wants to control information and control language because that's the way you control thought. And basically that's the game they're in. Same with religion. Religion is nothing but mind control. Religion is just trying to control your mind, control your thoughts. So they're going to tell you some things you shouldn't say because they're sins. And besides telling you things you shouldn't say, religion's going to suggest to you some things you ought to be saying. Here's something you ought to say first thing when you wake up in the morning. Here's something you ought to say just before you go to sleep at night. Here's something we always say on the third Wednesday in April after the first full moon in spring at 4 o'clock when the bells ring. Religion is always suggesting things you ought to be saying. Same with political groups of all kinds. Political activists, anti-bias groups, special interest groups are going to suggest the correct political vocabulary, the way you ought to be saying things, and that's where the feminists come in. Now, as I said, I got nothing against the feminists. In fact, I happen to agree with most of the feminist philosophy I have read. I agree, for instance, that for the most part, men are vain, ignorant, greedy, brutal assholes who've just about ruined this planet. Who've just about ruined this planet because they're afraid someone might have a bigger dick out there somewhere. Men are basically insecure about the size of their dicks, and so they go to war over it. You don't have to be a political scientist or a history major to see the bigger dick foreign policy theory at work. It goes something like this. What? They have bigger dicks? Bomb them! And of course, the bombs and the bullets and the rockets are all shaped like dicks. I don't understand that part of it, but it is part of the equation. So I agree with that abstract, that males have pushed a technology that just about has this planet in a stranglehold. Mother Earth, raped again. Guess who? Hey, she was asking for it. I also happen to like it when feminists attack these fat-ass housewives who think there's nothing more to life than sitting home on the telephone, drinking coffee, watching TV, and pumping out a baby every 9 months. Will 7 be enough, Bob? But what's the alternative? What's the alternative to pumping out a unit every 9 months? Pointless careerism? Pointless careerism? Putting on a man-tailored suit with shoulder pads and imitating all the worst behavior of men? This is the noblest thing that women can think of? To take a job in a criminal corporation that's poisoning the environment and robbing customers out of their money? This is the worthiest thing they can think of? Isn't there something nobler they could do to be helping this planet heal? You don't hear much about that from these middle-class women. I've noticed that most of these feminists are white middle-class women. They don't give a shit about black women's problems. They don't care about Latino women. All they're interested in is their own own reproductive freedom and their pocketbooks. But when it comes to changing the language, I think they make some good points. Because we do think in language. And so the quality of our thoughts and ideas can only be as good as the quality of our language. So maybe some of this patriarchal shit ought to go away. I think spokesman ought to be spokesperson. I think chairman ought to be chairperson. I think mankind ought to be humankind. But they take it too far. They take themselves too seriously. They exaggerate. They want me to call that thing in the street a personhole cover. I think that's taking it a little bit too far.
I respect that.
What would you call a ladies' man? A person's person? That would make a he-man an it person. Little kids would be afraid of the boogie person. They'd look up in the sky and see the person in the moon. Guys would say, come back here and fight like a person, and we'd all sing for It's a Jolly Good Person. That's the kind of thing you would hear on Late Night with David Letterperson. You know what I mean? So I think it's an exaggeration, and I like to piss off any group that takes itself a little bit too seriously. And it does not take a lot of imagination to piss off a feminist. All you gotta do is run into Now Headquarters or Ms. Magazine and say, hey, which one of you cute little cupcakes wants to come home and cook me a nice meal and give me a blowjob? Blowjob!
You're so fucking terrible, bro.
Oh, that pisses him off. You want to piss off a feminist? Call her a cum catcher. That'll get her attention.
Oh, shit.
Ah, don't act disgusted. Don't act disgusted. Half of you are going to go home and go down on each other tonight, remember? If you're willing to swallow cum, let's not make believe something I said was disgusting, okay?
Oh, I like that. Oh, man, that boy funny, boy. Hey, tell me what y'all think about that. I think that man was funny as hell, bro. You know what I mean? Even like he's done his comedy so long ago, but it's like some of the shit that he talked about there was still fucking struggling on, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the people that claim to be either is gonna be fucking being what do you call it? If even from my standards, some people that call them that Black Lives Matter stuff, you know, a lot of those people that are over there screaming that shit. They don't have no idea what the fuck is going on with Black Lives Matter, but Black Lives, you feel me? So I feel like the same thing with the women movement, the gay movement. I feel like every movement has a bunch of fucking dumb motherfuckers leading it. Because, you know, like for us, the regular people, the poor people, the 90%ers, we have other shit to worry about. You know, kids, rent, bills, mortgages, car notes, education, equality. We got a lot of other shit to worry about. So we don't have time to be sitting here fighting battles that really is just, it's like one of those things that it's like wrestling. It's not really real. It looks good on TV because, it's, you know, it's a beautiful thing. You know, the message is really beautiful, but some of the actions is not, you know? And so I feel like a lot of stuff that he's saying right now, I was not expecting that. I don't know if I was kind of drawn back behind it because with the title, him talking about rape. But this motherfucker, man, like I said, man, it's always a privilege to watch great comedians. Shout out to Chris Rock. You know, he said, "Fuck you, Will. Never fucking supporting you ever on here. Just because what you did. You know, this stupid as hell for you to just embarrass the whole community." Us of the black delegation, we would like to make a trade for Will Smith in the Asian community for Tiger Woods. Let me know in the Asian community how you feel about that. But anyway, yeah, man, like I feel like great comedians can have something that's so raw and really turn it into something that's fucking like, what did he just say? Him going to talk about rape and we're talking about Eskimos. And then we're talking about him actually saying, hey, I do believe in some of the stuff that should be changed in the world. You know, spokesperson, CEO, well, I mean, not CEO, but some of those titles as men and the way we speak could be reflected on like my daughter. I have a daughter and I want her to grow up to be, you know, if she wanted to be a salesperson, I want her to be a salesperson and not be categorized of being a man. Because I think sometimes when we hear that title, man, we kind of put in our head that only a man, construction man, can be a man. You know what I mean? But there's plenty of women that I know doing great work in construction and making plenty of fucking money. You feel me? More money than my bitch ass, boy. So, you know, you guys tell me how you feel about the video. It feels good to be back in front of you guys. I'm not gonna lie, man. It's a privilege. Thank you for coming in, sharing this moment with me. Let's get fucking to some more videos. I'm gonna do a Tom cigar right now. I feel like laughing today. It's a beautiful day. I've got nothing to do but shoot videos and edit videos. So look forward to some of my videos coming up. Make sure you press that like button, that subscribe button. Always, it's always appreciated, guys. Stay fucking classy, all right? You hear George talking to you. Stay fucking classy, man. Act like you got some sense, man. Lord Crick out.